Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So shall I start?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, well, good afternoon. I don't know if there's anybody else there, but good afternoon to you, Charity and and Conrad.
We have
Uh,
Okello and Martha online.
online. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. So, well, Think Africa is a community of Africans and people who who want to see the continent or our people in Finland, the African diaspora in Finland, and also the African diaspora everywhere. They want to see us reach our actual potential, right? So we're a community that we promote to empower uh, Africans in Finland, or the African diaspora in Finland primarily, and also Africans in Africa as we have home there. So we're a community of people that try to engage, promote, and empower ourselves. In Finland, we have four main. We our tenets include collaboration, participation, diversity. So we try to empower one another through programs such as Think Career that we have, which is a mentorship program where we match mentors to mentees and try to get people who are already doing something to show or help along people who are trying to do something. We have other programs like the Lounge, where we're having right now to educate one another. The topics vary from art to business to entrepreneurship to all these kind of things for the Lounge. We have several of these programs that we do, and each one we are a volunteer-led organization, so everything is done by volunteers. And we are grateful to all our volunteers for all of this. I am also a volunteer, and we welcome anybody who also wants to join Think Cafe as well as a volunteer, and who believe that they have something to give, an expertise to share, or they want something, they have something to learn, even if it's just for social gatherings. We want to socially gather and meet other people. We are also here. We welcome everybody to join us like that. We have some open position. Well, we have some positions that are we hire people to join right now because we got a grant for Think Career. So opportunities like this also come up at Think Africa for us to hire people and get some good work done. I don't know if my time is up yet. I could keep going.
It's okay. We can. Thank you. You can see the rest for Saturday.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go on mute now so that you can have the floor, Tracy.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. So welcome everybody for our first hybrid. Today we have Conrad from Tanzania. I first met him in Tampere at a training, and I normally call him the president, so he knows why. He's very, he knows how to talk and pass message, even if it's the harsh truth. So, and I'm the vice president, the one who doesn't know how to sweet talk or to sugarcoat things. So I will let him introduce himself. He has a YouTube. He's going to share his platform. So feel free after the session, you can follow him on YouTube. I don't know if he's on TikTok, but you can follow him on Instagram and every other social media. He's going to advertise himself. So welcome.
Thank you. So yes, thank you very much, Cherry, and thank you, Akin. I think I know Mr. Okello very much. I'm happy to meet Roberto and Martha. So as Charity introduced, my name is Conrad. I'm a Tanzanian myself, still holding a Tanzanian passport, so I'm a natural. I'm not yet naturalized.
Same.
Yes. Yeah, and I am in this country for about 22 years, so I deserve a crown. And I arrived here as a student, and I have graduated here 3 times. At the moment, I work as a senior specialist, international relations in University of Applied Sciences here in Espoo, or in Helsinki metropolitan region, and I'm responsible of managing networks of the company or institution, and funding for various educational projects and joint programs. And as Charity said, I'm a hobby entrepreneur, so I run two different companies. One company is called Tanzania Appointments, and another one is Inspire Network. And with the Inspire Network, I of course have a YouTube channel as well, where I introduce the inspirations of the people.
Recording in progress.
Inspirations of the people who are coming from foreign backgrounds, and of course, especially African colleagues, but not limited to. And what else? I think this is pretty much a short introduction of me, and I'm happy to share my story as I was invited to do so. And I expect that I can get some questions to direct my talk, because I do not have a story, but I can, of course, speak the Bible here. So we don't go around the things that we're not interested in. Yeah. So just guide me, and I will be happy to respond. And of course, the people who are listening. And hello, Charity, you are the one.
I'm the one. Yes, so that I can check the questions.
That's right.
So, first of all, we would like to know, how was your, when you started here in Finland, how was it? The culture shock? How was life? And where did you start? Did you start in Helsinki or Tampere?
Yeah. Interesting. I arrived in Helsinki, obviously Helsinki airport, and I came here to study. And you remember, during our time, we had to come here to write an exam. So luckily, I was able to get a 3 months visa to come write an exam and wait for my results here, which was quite rare during the time, because I was young and couldn't do anything in the European world. But I was respectful. And I landed in Helsinki center. That was my first 3 months, actually 5 months of living. I lived in a hotel for the first 2 nights, and then I went to live in a hostel for the rest of the months that I stayed, so 4 months and a bit, before I went to my house in Espoo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I came here to pursue education in either business or social sciences.
Yeah.
So I did my both examinations, and I passed them all. But I was prepared, or I was going through the path of becoming a humanitarian lawyer. So I was hoping that I would do my social sciences now, and then I do the law education later. But the story has changed.
Okay. So after that, how was it like joining from school life to work life? How has it been?
Yeah, that's for me, that yeah, it happened in a very interesting way, I would say. Of course, I'm not an exception. I think after 1 year, or just before 1 year of my stay here, I went through all the baptism of the to-do list that a foreign student has to do. So I know very well how the ergonomic of cleaning operates. And then I worked in a daycare as well after I made my social work degree. I was lucky to be recruited by the Seure Palvelu, Henkilöstö Palvelu, or staffing company. And then I worked in a kindergarten as a kindergarten assistant, where I learned a lot about Finnish language, obviously. And then during that time, I think it was my 5th year here in this country, I realized that I was doing a business degree at the same time. So I realized that I can do an internship. Then I got an internship call in a company from Rihimaki. I was living in Banta at that time. with a 500 euros salary. And it was a telemarketing internship. I went there for a week, and at the end of the week, I sat down with the boss and I asked the boss that I'm sorry, I cannot do this. This is not my thing. Yeah. Okay. And then I went to the so-called Pola Metza hospital. During that time, it was a hospital for senior citizens, but I had the social services graduation at the time to apply for a job because, of course, you want to do something professional. I mean, yes, I was doing the daycare assistant work on a call. Yeah. And I did the interview, and then I realized that after being at the corridor waiting for my boss to come out and tell me what is next, the environment did not suit me. And I thought I am not the right candidate for that. So I didn't. The boss came out and she was very happy to have me, but obviously they wanted to have me on a call because of my Finnish language, obviously. But then I went out thinking that maybe that's not the job I would like to do. And I paid very close attention then to this daycare assistant work at the time. Meanwhile, I was doing still some ice hockey here and there. So I was cleaning actually IKEA Vanta for some time. And yeah, it was called ice hockey during that time. I don't know what is the new word. And then, it was towards the end or mid of 2007, which was marking my 5-year and a bit, when there was, no, I just realized that, okay, the website of my university alumni service was not in English. Yeah. Then I went to the university international relations then, and I say, hey, your website does not have alumni services text in English, and I am an international student. How do you retain international alumni? I would like to translate it if it's okay. I don't need salary out of it. And then they were very happy. They said, why not? So I started to do this casual translation on a bus ticket salary, which was fine because I could get myself to live when I was going around. Meanwhile, I'm coping on my first years of my business administration studies. Then during that time, because I was already connected to this university admin type of a place, there was an internship advertised, and they wanted someone who speaks English, and this person was supposed to be a project coordinator intern for a very big evaluation, international evaluation seminar, which was coming to our institution then. Then I applied, I got in. It was unpaid, obviously, so I had to go for 8 hours in the morning to this place, and then I have to go in the evening. I have to still go to my routine that brings me money, because otherwise, it's not. I did that for 3 months, but when I sat in that desk or on that desk, I think that's the moment I said that this is it. It's from here where they will know who am I.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did, well, I've done all my work so well, including the cleaning work.
Yeah.
But in this time when I had an opportunity of having a computer, a printer, printing papers,
yes,
I really worked so hard that it kind of surpassed everybody who was working with me.
Yeah.
The environment was fully Finnish speaking.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one of a foreign background during the time, and 2 ladies who were helping me in terms of questions. Okay. But very helpful, Finnish ladies. But you could feel how it feels to come to work. Everybody else speaks different language, so you're trying to cope and understanding, and you are here doing your thing that affects the institution. So it's only your boss and these 2 people who are assisting you. So you don't know when are you disturbing, because you have to go and ask if you don't ask, everybody is doing their thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I mean, I just did my thing, and I explored my competencies, and it went really well, actually. There was a day that I had to present the plan of the seminar to the board of directors, and this is when I prepared myself so well. And I went for the first time seeing the board of directors sitting. I didn't know even who was. Yes, I didn't even know who is the president of the school during the time. And then I have to share his plan of the week.
Yeah.
I think I had a half an hour for my presentation because the meeting started and then it was my presentation. Since I don't understand Finnish, I just went to present, and then there was a coffee break. And about 15 minutes coffee break that everybody went to the toilet, the coffee, and then those who were the bosses would come back and continue to discuss their things. On my way out, this one lady touched my shoulder and said, "Hey, excuse me." It's like a movie, right? Then I turned back, and then I say hello, and she told me that, "Hey, I would like you to collaborate with me. Thank you for your presentation." And all of a sudden, I was like, "Who is this person asking me for collaboration? And thank you for my presentation." I was somehow puzzled. As you can imagine, if I come, you don't know me, and I say, "Hey, I would like to collaborate with you." It's like, what? Yeah. And then I said, "Oh, well, that would be great." And then that was it. And then immediately she said to me, "I think I will need to meet you after this meeting," because I was anyway at workplace, and that was the morning time. Somehow something came to my mind, and I said to her that, "Yes, but I will be going to my home country in December." That was about November time. And then, okay. And then she said to me, "Oh yeah, of course you can go to your home country, but then when you come back," I think she sensed as if I was not ready to accept the offer or something, because I didn't know if it was an offer. Then she said to me, "Okay, you can go to your home country, and then when you come back, you can let that lady in a specific office know that you're interested, and then we will have a discussion." Then luckily I knew that the lady was a secretary. And then when I went to speak with the secretary, like, "Who was that lady asking me to come and talk to you when I come back?" The secretary's husband was British, so she spoke very well English. And then she said, "You know what? She is the vice president of this institution." I was like, "What?" I'm about to, yeah, it's the vice president asking me for collaboration. Well, then everything started to come to my head, like, what do I do now? Should I just have to say go back to her and say, I want the offer right now? But I just took it so calm. I went back home and I asked the secretary for her contact. Then I just wrote her an email. "Thank you for your offer. I think it's very interesting." Then I became more welcoming to the idea. Then she answered to me, "Oh, this is wonderful. So let us meet in January." Then I was coming back, I think, at mid of January, and I explained, "Well, coming back," and she said, "Yes, I will wait." That was really a surprise. And then, long story short, the seminar week arrived. There were only professionals, like really important people from all over the place who came to evaluate, and I had to run quite a few presentations and coordinate the whole thing as an intern, obviously, and I had my boss. And when they went to have their dinner somewhere, one of the guys asked our president of the institution, "What is that African professor teaching?" And I was just a student. And the next day, our director came and let me know, "You know what these people thought?" And I asked, "What?" And they said, "Well, these people thought you are a lecturer of what?" And I said, "Well, it's great to hear. I don't know if I was so good, but if that's what they felt." Then I went back home. The seminar ended, reportings were done. I didn't get any salary. Obviously, it wasn't paid. Then I went back home, and then I came back in January, and I went to report to the office.
Mhm.
And apparently that was a job offer. So I didn't do any interviews
Yes.
for that job.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I accepted the job. It was quite a demanding job, a very international attached type of a job, which needed a lot of kind of attention and sensitivity and everything else. But you know, once you are on a table for a specific task, you will generate those competencies. So yeah, I got a contract and I started working for a contract of 2 years. And 2 years, 2009 was going to the end. The contract was ending. Obviously, there was no any more finance in that package of my job. A new job was advertised in the same year. And they needed now a coordinator for international research laboratory, but you must be an expert of regional development. And what I was doing with this boss was to do with the regional development, obviously. And then I wrote my thesis, my business bachelor thesis on regional development and internationalization. And luckily, I interviewed really important people because I was sitting in an important office and there were these connections. Mm-hmm. So when I went to the interview for this second job, which was rather competitive because there were a few people from the house also.
Yeah.
I just presented my work and my thesis, what I did, and how am I going to affect the international R&D laboratory work, because it was about recruiting and then organizing and getting fundraising and everything else. Then I left, hoping that I'm not going to be called. I continued to work in my daycare assistant work. And I remember one Friday afternoon, I got a phone call. And it was this boss of this now second job.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I also was waiting for the third round screening of the Global Fund job possibility. I was applying to become the special assistant for African director in Switzerland. And then I got a call on that Friday from the uni that, hey, you are the one who is selected, and welcome to start the work from a specific date that they set. But you have until Tuesday to let us know if you're interested or not. And that was again very confusing. Here I have a Finnish institution. On the other side, I have passed 2 levels of interviews in an international organization. And in my brain, I was still hoping to become a humanitarian lawyer. So, you know, where do I go? And then I went back home. I remember I was living in Topelund this time, very close to Westby. And I called my home, my family, and I said, hey, I have this dilemma now. I have a job, which is a maternity replacement for 1 year. And then I'm still waiting for a Global Fund offer. Which one should I take? Because a Global Fund could be for 5 years, and this could be for only 1 year. Then I got inspirations from my father, especially, who said, you need to take that what comes first, and then you see what's future hold. Yeah. And then I accepted. On the Monday, I called back to the Finnish institution and I said, yes, I'm happy to take the job. And then meanwhile, in here, I'm waiting to see what this Global Fund is responding. Yeah, after 2 months, or even not 2 months, maybe 1.5 months, I got a message from Global Fund that I was dropped. Wow. And that's because I didn't have a master's degree. So the winners who now had to fly to Switzerland were the master degree holders.
Okay.
Yeah, there were 3 guys. And the reason why I was even qualifying for these very 2 rounds, I think it was because I got a very positive recommendation letter from the then current job boss. yeah, but then I was hoping for this 1 year, and in my brain, I'm saying that I will be going home.
Yeah.
And then after the year, but only when it was, I think even not 6 months, maybe 4.5 months on the go.
Yeah.
He was asked if I'm interested to get a permanent contract, and so I got, and then the story continued from then.
Up to date.
Up to date.
Wow.
That's my story.
I hope you're not done. You can continue as I
Yeah.
plug the laptop.
No problem.
You can
Yeah.
read them.
So I don't know what, I think for me, the most important thing which I could evaluate was the turning point is just my activeness, proactiveness. I think many times we speak about proactiveness and how to be proactive and so, but the true proactiveness is to match the possibilities, sacrifices, and also take opportunities when they come. And for me, at least, I was able to give myself out and see what was out there, paid or not paid, try to convince, meanwhile, grab opportunities as they were coming, whether slow or small or big opportunities. And the other thing which I think is necessary to also remember, because this is not as easy as it can sound, I think it's Oprah Winfrey, whom I like to watch time to time, as her friend who is called Gail, the friend of Oprah, the other lady. And Oprah has always said that everybody has his or her own Gail. I think also for us, that Gail person is somewhere, but we just haven't realized who the Gail is. But my Gail was this vice president.
Okay.
Because she is the one who trusted me first. And through that trust, I was able to be trusted with the rest of the possibilities that can. But then I think confidence matters a lot, and confidence in a sense that, you know, we're living in a country which is, when I appear in every room, I'm a suspect.
Yeah.
Just like when you arrive at the airport with your passport, or it's blue, you're a suspect. Because where you're coming from, what's your color, these type of things. But on the other side, I think we also know quite a lot of things that so many people know. In here, I'm talking about Finland. We can put a lot of things on the table. So when I speak about the confidence, I'm not speaking about just going out there and showcase that, hey, I'm social, I'm confident, but to balance between what you know and also what is the expectation of the place that you want to be. Okay. And I think for me, it was kind of balancing between the humbleness, because Finnish work environments are pretty humble usually. The humbleness, but yet showcasing what I know. I went to ask, can I translate just a website? It's just to showcase that, hey, I think I realized there is a problem here, but I'm asking if I can do it for free. Just to be first to put my step into the institution. And then opportunity opened. I'm sure I got an internship because I was already doing this translation of the website. And then I got the opportunity. Nobody spoke English. I was the only one, but yet try myself to make things look fine, even though it wasn't very easy. And then do the thing I was supposed to do. Think, because when you organize a seminar here in Finland, just a basic organization seminar, if a Finnish person is organizing it, it will look nice, it will be nice, But there is a format of organizing it, which if I or you organize it, will make a difference.
Yeah.
You know? And the difference is because we are coming from a community-oriented background.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we organize things, we think about different elements of what to include into this.
Yeah.
If I tell you, please showcase the Think Africa for me,
yeah.
You showed me your office. I can imagine that if it was a Finnish person, that office is the place that I work. This is our common area. Let's be here. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's the cultural dimension.
Yeah.
But the moment you showed me your office, or if I could be a Finnish person and you showed me your office, it could still feel like, wow, I am really welcome, in that sense. So these types of ingredients that we have behind the door. So being on a Finnish platform, putting in ingredients, testing them and see how they work. I think this is the confidence I'm talking about. And don't say, Mina Enpo Suomea. No.
No.
No. Because, I went to Syria. I was living with my colleague, my friend, actually, my late friend.
Yeah.
We left home and we said, now we are going to Syria. We are going to get a gig contract. And we don't say Enpo Suomea or Puhun Vaha. We went to a Finnish only to the school, Mina Olen classes, and how to fill the job application. So if the question comes, Puhutko Suomea, just say Kula. And then let's see, because we want to know, at least for me, I wanted to know, what is the Kula affects? Who is when you sit in that Kula seat, what happens, And I've done that not once, not twice. I don't know, my Finnish is not that good today. Yeah, luckily, my jobs now didn't require Finnish language. But it's because they see your competence, obviously. But if they don't know you. So I went to Seoul. My friend was the first one. He said, Vanha. Then they asked him to sit down. And then I went, I said, Kula. Then I was given a form to fill. So I filled in the form. I returned, and the reception lady said to me, we go to the room behind me for the interview in Finnish. I went, I sat down. Yes, I met the lady who interviewed people. It was in Finnish. First question, basic. Second, basic. Third, whoop, what is this? I didn't answer. And then she looked at me. Then she translated that in English. And then I tried my best to answer that in Finnish, and she realized that, okay, this Kula person is not that one. And the question was, are you willing to be working on call? Very easy, but the way she asked, that's not the usual sound I heard. I used to hear in my ears. Then after that, I answered Kula going, because that's what we learned in the class. Then I left the room. And of course, after 2 days, I got a call. Go to this daycare, go to that daycare. And the moment I enter those daycares, I'm telling you, I did my best. Was I supposed to help the kids, feeding the kids, or was I supposed to go wash the bed sheets, or was I supposed to clean the daycare? I did my all. And it was the same when I was starting to clean. I started in a private company in the evening, and then I said to my friend, hey, it's time to upgrade now, because our Finnish colleagues cleaning rooms have also microwave and coffee machine. We need those. But how to get it? Because the first question is Puhutko Suomea. And believe me, my Puhutko Suomea was not good that time. What I did is I scripted an A4. And I wrote all of my story. Who am I, what I want, where I come from, what I'm doing here, and how can I ensure the best. And my Finnish teacher helped me to correct the grammar. Then I memorized and I read. I read the paper every time when I made a phone call. And there was a job in Lassila Tikanoja. I remember the first luxury cleaning job I got was from Lassila Tikanoja, cleaning the Prisma of Lepavara. There was no cell at that time. So I called, and the moment this lady, I remember she was called Tanya. Whatever she said when she picked up the phone, I didn't care. It was, hey. Then I went to my script. I didn't give her a chance to ask me a question before I finished reading my script. And then she was very impressed. She asked me to go to the office for an interview. Again, first question, second question, third question. And it wasn't so different, exactly the same. Can you come on a call if we need someone? But somehow it just passed. The way it was asked, it was not familiar to my ears. I didn't understand. But for her, she translated that in English, and that was the first before the daycare one. She translated that in English, and then I answered in English, and we continued all the way.
In English?
Yes. Then I got a job, and my job was to drive the cleaning machine. Wow, I was very happy. I'm going to drive a cleaning machine.
You know, when you mentioned like you crammed the whole thing, I remember in the uni, we had the finish exam, and I remember we were asking the teacher like, what will the finish exam entail? And then she told us some questions, and then there's going to be a part where you're going to write about your holiday.
Exactly.
So I went on Google Translate, and I wrote my holiday in English. Then I translated it, and I crammed. And you know, Google Translate is not.
Yeah, it's not the one.
It's not the one.
Yeah, at least it gives you.
But I passed. But I remember afterwards, she was like, "I know some people used Google Translate." Exactly. But it's so funny how like where we've come from.
Exactly. Yeah. So there can be many things. I mean, to me, I think the Finnish society wants to trust you. And as I say that we are not easily trusted, and clearly I wouldn't mind to say it's because of our color. Because Africa is a suspect continent, you know. But the moment you are in a system, you just gallop and go. And for that reason, I think being confident, I mean, it's necessary, but you know, some of our brothers and sisters are too confident. Sometimes it's overpowering our friends, our host friends.
Yeah.
And that type of confidence, I would say it's might be scary. I know many people who have very good qualities. There should be a balance between being confident and being social. You know, social is also really overrated, I would say. Some people think when I am showing that I speak, you know, everything, I'm social. But no, I think just take your calm, you showcase. You don't have to tell them how many PhDs you have. I think in this society that doesn't work as much. But you could speak about the content of PhD and how it will support your work. Then they realize, oh, you have a PhD. But the moment you start saying how many master's degree, how many PhDs you have, for them education is a normal thing. You know? So these type of things are a little bit something to pay attention to, and to be just confident on your skin, and of course be ready to make mistakes.
Yeah. Like what I've learned from your story is when you notice that the website for your uni does not have the English, you took initiative. Nobody came to you, like you took initiative and you spotted the niche, and that through that it opened doors, because it's the same organization, but different levels. So from like you showing you can volunteering, and then also like internship, and then now you got promoted like to a paid thing, which is different, because some of us we do not want to work. We have this, we don't want to work for free, or we do not have the initiative. Sometimes we send CVs, but we don't call. We don't send a feedback email. So for me, like what I'm getting is like we need to be initiative. It opens much more door. And then with the Finnish society, it's not the CV, it's you showing interest, that you're interested in this. And on Tuesday, I had this workshop. I was attending this workshop for like applying for jobs. And this Finnish lady was saying the same thing, like, because people are asking, when is it you can talk about your experiences, your certificates, your awards, but again, Finland is very this humble country. So when is it, how do you put it in a way that it's not being, you're not pride, you're not boasting. So she was like, you can just, if you put it on the CV, it's enough. And then the cover letter should be, and then the interview, unless the person is like interested in more, then they can ask. But if you keep bringing it up, then also it doesn't reflect a good light on you. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's good to speak about how your knowledge will support the work you are applying for, and then let them ask you a question to do with your credentials. Because for them, credentials are not really big. Of course, they are. They will check. They will know that, and we do have credentials.
Yeah.
But they want to see how can you do this job. And the question of Finnish, I have already spoken. I think they want not everywhere. For example, there are so many jobs which are saying knowledge of Finnish and fluency in English. When the job is like that, it means that you just have to showcase that you are able to understand and speak.
Yeah.
Believe me, once you go and do a good job, this is all forgotten. It's good to know Finnish language for sure. I think for me, I would love to know even better. And I think now I speak much better, but my job doesn't include that a lot. But I have colleagues that I have to go and speak to them only in Finnish. Broken Finnish, I don't care, but I will speak in Finnish and wait if you have a question or not. But at least the initial speech is necessary. But once they see your competence, you will be there. You will be there. And presentation. Like personal presentation around you, the atmospheric presentation, but you shouldn't be too scary, you shouldn't be too pushy. There's some kind of balances here that are very important. And also, you should showcase that you really will take care in a very promising way. So it's not a promise, because when you speak and you promise because you are really, of course, it's a psychological thing, because you are really in need, the interviewer will see that, okay, I have interviewed a few people in my career, and someone will come, hey, yeah, I think this job will be very good for me. I speak English, I speak Spanish, I speak French, and then you just drop one French question. I studied a long time ago. So it shouldn't be like that. You are here to apply for the job. I'm willing to learn, and this is what I do. And that's how I can support my job. Smart. Eye contact. I think for us, eye contact is very difficult. And it's a cultural value usually. And when it's eye contact, it shouldn't be like a problem. It should be an eye contact of we are connecting and we speak. So these types of things are basic things, but they're really, really important sometimes when you go to meet these people, especially for the first time. And without being worried, I say to my friends, sometimes I've coached here 3 or 4 young men who are now working in companies. And I say to them, when you enter the room, enter with confidence, calm, and feel like, okay, I am here, shoot me right now. If you want to shoot me, I'm there. So, and then you sit
There's
down.
a question in the chat, sorry.
Okay, Lo.
Yeah, there is a question in the chat. Very interesting.
Okay, it says, good point there. What advice do you give to those who have faced bad experiences, and how do you go beyond that? From Nelea.
Oh, Nelea. Bad experiences are there. And the only thing I would say, and that's the reason why I say I can speak a Bible here.
Go ahead.
The only thing I can say is that there is a line of justification that we can make on what's a bad experience and how has that bad experience has happened. I know there are people who have been segregated or really treated badly in their jobs, depending to what type of a job you are doing. And I know those who provoked the bad experience to happen. Again, I'm coming back to the same. You are a part of the community. Let's say if you're working. And I know there are some bosses who are also the bad experience pushers. It's necessary to understand your environment. That's the first thing I would say. And then it's important also to reflect your own competence in a sense.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is, for example, I have been in a situation at one point in my career time when I arrived in the new position and nobody really responded like, hi, nice to see you, welcome. It was like, oh, hi. And then immediately I thought, well, it's because I'm already a suspect, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And there were situations where I went to work, I feel the separation. I go home, I sit on my television table at a time like now, and I wake up tomorrow morning. Just because of the, yeah. But then for me, my biggest weapon has been to showcase that I know, but not to fighting. This is not our home.
Yeah.
Fighting, you will fight forever. You know, I don't know how it works nowadays, but before, if you are from everywhere else than a crime, your face will be revealed on the TV. If you are from a local society done crime, your face will be covered. So this is not our home. Our own weapon is to showcase our abilities and also to mingle with those who support us. You know, because other than that, you will end up on conflicting revenges, and which you will realize that at the end of the day, you are not the winner.
Yeah.
For me, when it happened, nobody really showcased me a bad action in a sense of physical action or anything, but you will feel when it's time for you to leave. And luckily, I have had wonderful bosses who were true. And those were my best friends because I was always going to ask, am I doing the right job? Should I do better or am I doing worse? And every time they told me the reality, like, yeah, I think this is great. It could be better if the direction is like this. Then I took that advice and I affected the direction that is needed to be. You know, and since the boss has said, everybody else can decide to do what they want. And I remember I asked for the advice from my very first Gail, my first boss, when this type of situation happened. And she informed me like, hey, you need to wear Teflon. You know what is Teflon? It's the Teflon is the, I think it's kind of a coat or the thing that you put in nonstick frying pans or whatever. This type of a thing that cannot burn. Or you need to wear Teflon. Not everybody will like you. People will be envious and everything else. And that was the message that she gave me. And I thought, okay, is she also now? But it was from that message that I realized, okay, me and my boss, seeing whether I'm doing it right, Kaveri Ustaba, I don't care. I'm coming here to work. Again, this is a part of culture too. Are you going to work to be a part of the social community? Or are you going to work to do your thing for your income and development and go home and make your network stay? I would not say that till now I have Ustaba. You understand the difference between Kaveri and Ustaba? I have so many Kaveri, like many, everywhere. Those we can meet after 4 years, fine. But I don't have Ustava. I would not say that I have a local Ustava that is really my Ustava.
Okay.
My first boss is my professional mother, and I have baptized her that because she has phoned me sincerely, and very professional, to the professional level. But I have never, after realizing these situations, pushed myself so much to mingle and integrate. I know integration is a big thing, but sometimes integration doesn't work. You try to integrate, you're not integrated. You get smiles, you are supported, hey, come here. But for me, it's enough when I go to work, then I have the environment and so. But when I showcased my capabilities that my bosses wished me to do, and people realized that, okay, this is supported, slowly you get the atmosphere. The challenge comes when your superior is a problem. That's, I don't know how to answer that, because that is the challenge. That if your superior is not a problem, that's your service part.
Okay.
But the problem is the superior. That I don't know how to answer. I would find another job.
Yeah, that one will be very, very tricky. Yeah. Right. For me, I think I've had once when my boss was problematic. So what I did was I had to exert myself and look for another job as soon as possible and then leave.
Yeah. Because the challenge is, again, as I've said, rivalry here. You'll do your best, but you will work 1,000 times to win, maybe to win the case. But it might also happen. It might not also happen. I had a situation where I had what do you call, the people working under you, who were just not used to be led by a colorful person. And as colorful as I am, there were many discussions. And I had to provoke those discussions to be in writing. You know, when it comes verbally, I send a message by email, then the answers came back and forth. Meanwhile, I realized that this is not going to be a good end. And then when I looked as if I was a difficult superior, the message went to the president of the institution. And the president of the institution sent it to my boss. And then my boss called me. And what I did is I printed the script of discussions and I explained to my boss, this is what has been happening. Maybe then, and she asked, can we call the person? I said, without any problem. And the person was called. And then discussion was handled. And then it was only after that I was found fine without any guilt. The person came to me and explained her situations. And it wasn't a very good situation in life. So then you have these people, they're everywhere. You cannot read them on the face.
No, you can't.
But as I say, if your boss is right, use your boss as a weapon. But if your boss is not right, it's a big problem.
Yeah, true. Your story is very like inspirational. Like for me, I was talking to some friends and I was saying, you know, it's easy to aspire and get motivated by other Black people, especially in America, because you can see the Black community there is they're really breaking glasses.
Yeah.
But it's hard to channel that inspiration you got, because Finland and America, it's so different. So you'll get motivated, and then when you come back to reality and realize your surrounding, then it kind of dwindles down. So I was saying it's good to we get some stories to hear that has happened here in Finland, so that you can ask yourself if that if that person did it, then I can do it. It's the same environment. It can be in Espoo, Coca-Cola, or anywhere, but
right? Yeah, and you know, one thing I want to say, I was interviewed by some journalists, I think from JHL. Yeah, they came to my home and they gave me they interviewed me. We cannot compare ourselves. I would say here, the Finnish immigrants or foreigners should not compare themselves by any foreigners from around the world in terms of basic living. I don't know, you have flown to places and you landed back here, you found a taxi driver who is a foreigner, and maybe a taxi driver who is a foreigner elsewhere. There is a very clear difference. So I think no matter what we can say and blame and do what, we should remember that we are really pampered here in Finland. Our lives are much higher rated compared to the foreigners in so many places. There can be opportunities in Great Britain because of English language and everything, but go and see the life standards of majority of the foreigners. They are still struggling in one way or another. The places they're living, you know, that type of struggle, we don't have deep struggles here as in many other countries. That is to be sincere. And I have gone to places, and I know. The thing which I think is problematic here is the fact that we are not so, the society is learning to be used to people like us. I have always been surprised, why are we going to call for nurses from Philippines where there are some nursing African people staying here in Finland, educated here. That is something I never forget. I will never stop wondering.
Yeah.
You know, but I think we need also to explore the opportunities. Maybe we are not going to be employed, all of us, by the Finnish.
Yeah.
But can we do something? Can we open our own little business, a little NGO for this and that? And I think the business is good because then you get money for yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's in your own country. This is a good location to do any networking everywhere around the world. But I don't think Africa is doing these empowerment programs. It's necessary to also empower each other,
yeah,
in a sense of what to do if it doesn't work, you know, because I think Spiritus Helsinki offers trainings and everything and possibilities as well. I know many of our African colleagues are already citizens who have even much more doors open. I opened these small hobby companies here. I do them when I have time and by myself. And I realized that it's very easy to network. Flying from here to another country to negotiate your business, you know, getting clients. And so it's easier than flying from Kenya to Europe or Kenya to Asia, Kenya to Africa, you know. So there could be these possibilities as well. People see beyond the spectrum. And the biggest thing I usually say to myself is that you're the best friend of yourself, because I have been there. I think many people have been there. When we meet around our circles, the first question you are told when you say, "Oh, I've seen this job somewhere and I want to apply." No, you will not get. I mean, you think that you can get that job? They need Finnish language. You know, it's quite a senior position. They will not give it to you. Then you're like, "Oh, actually, because I have been turned down 2 times." But be lonely for a moment. Explore what you want to do. Be deep and try to dig to the opportunities. I was applying for jobs quite a lot, and I was turned down as well many times. I was called for 2 interviews. One was telemarketing, another one was the data entry when I was a student, but I didn't pass the data entry because my speed was so slow. The telemarketing, because as I said, I was not interested. But then I just got a job like that.
Yeah, we find it like it's so like sometimes we go off from like our friends' advice, or like say I knew, then when I come and then the story is, oh, you never get that job, and then it also like demoralizes you. So how did you manage to deal with that, like to fight against the norm? Because
I just tried. I was lonely. I mean, I decided to be lonely.
Yeah.
And think what I want to do. And I was really thinking what I want. The only person who knew that I am now focusing on my thing is my housemate, who was my former friend, who is now passed away, obviously. He knew that I have decided that every week I'll send 50 applications, job applications.
50.
It doesn't matter it's in Finland or anywhere else. And I was doing that. And I can tell you, the feeling is
I'm
painful.
here struggling with the 4 that I have to send
Yeah.
4 per month,
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, because I didn't mind the moment I held my first degree. I decided to apply for any type of job. It is for that reason I was able to apply for the Global Fund job as well. And I was surprised I was called for the interview, but I am sure it's because of the letter I got. Because even though you are a special assistant to the African rector, it's not a job that you can just appear. But I said, I'll be there. We will work together because I already saw quite big people or high-ranked people during my work as an assistant to the vice president. And I started to wonder, like, okay, so this is what they do in their offices. So I can actually do that. I just need a little bit exposure. So I just apply and go. Because other than that, if you sit, discuss, and get advice, especially these negative advices prevail a lot, then you realize that, okay, then I cannot do that because someone else did not get a job in Nordea Bank. Then I can't get it.
Yeah.
So and believe me or not, the feeling will continue. We are carrying a very responsible race. I'm not a racist, but I'm speaking the reality here. We are carrying a very responsible race. I represent my organization in so many places. I just came back from a trip last week, and it was a 4-day meeting. Every time when you go to the meeting, oh, where are you from? Are there some, because it was something to do with the European Union, are there some special guests arriving? I said, no, I'm actually from Europe. And in my head, I said, you know what? Sit down and let's discuss. Full stop. because why should you ask me where are you from? You go to the meeting where people are invited. You all have the identity cards. Consider that person as the invited person. Simple, So I don't have a European citizenship. I'm not a European citizen. But when I go with my company, I am from Europe.
It's funny because we never ask them, where are you from?
It's the same because I am an expert here. I don't care. When I have guests coming, they sit around. Yeah, I'm an expert here. Isn't that what we call them when they come to our countries? Whether you're just coming to check to work in the children education or an assistant in UNICEF, you are an expert with the white big car driving you. Yes, I'm an expert too. Why should I be an immigrant worker?
True.
Why? So there are these types of little confidence. Yeah, I'm an expert here. Smile, ask me more. Then you realize that they write down and okay. That's why he's hosting us here. So the same. So you will go everywhere. Many times you realize that you are the only, and sometimes you have to make some decisions. People look at you like, oh, okay. But then when you make decisions, again, I'm saying, because in our heads, we are carrying a lot of good information, which nobody can find anywhere. We have lived that information from where we're coming from. And we are here saying, oh, so this is what you're doing. Why don't you do it like that? But you don't tell, you just try to push the bullets together. Okay, this is the plan. This is how we could do it because, and, oh, wow. In my very first project, someone called me on the side and asked me, how did you know all this? Then I asked, why? Yeah, because we're wondering because you're a foreign person and you're working in this project, but you have so many good and useful ideas. Like, excuse me. Yeah, basic ideas. So the feel will not go away. This is the thing I'm saying, because we are warm people and we can erupt. If we start erupting, oh, they don't like me here. Oh, my dear friend, it will not last long. Because the feel will be there. Smiles will come. Some will be the right smiles and you will feel them. Some will be the smiles that you have to be careful about.
Yeah.
And you will feel them as well. And those are the smiles that, okay, very good, let's do the job, and hello, bye-bye, see you tomorrow. Because the responsibility we are carrying behind our back is so heavy, but it shouldn't be heavy when we already are in spaces. Yeah. We just take space and we
think,
we do our thing.
I think what we need to do is to learn to be confident, but not overconfident. That learn how to occupy.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you can even be in a place, but you're timid. So we have to learn to be confident in what we bring to the table.
Exactly.
Because nobody can bring.
Exactly.
Nobody can bring what we have.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I was just, there are elections coming, and I was just discussing in one team during my meeting, and people are really wondering, how can we enhance this knowledge to the youth? I'm like, excuse me. It's very simple. Put this into the youth programs. It's a political thing. Run model assemblies. Make them loud so youth can pay attention. The moment you pay attention, it's coming to your mind.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, I have this leaflet for you, okay. So there are many things, but you know them because you were lucky, and I'm saying that you were lucky to be risen in a place where there was no shortcut. It might be that you were on a higher level of that place, but eyes never lie. You see, okay, there is no shortcut there here. This is why they are doing A, B, C. Why should you be complaining when the train is 2 minutes late? Because in some places it doesn't come. Just find a way to reach the place.
Yeah.
Smile.
Yes.
The moment you smile, it gives you more energy to go. Maybe you have been asked, how are you happy every time?
Yes, I've gotten that.
My answer nowadays is because I'm the happiest nation in the world. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because for us, we don't have Kela.
Yeah.
Our happiness is a tool to be.
Yes.
My aunt, my uncle is my happiness.
Yes.
It is for that reason I am happy every time. When everybody's fine, it doesn't matter how much euros are in your pocket.
Yeah.
You have eaten your little this and that.
And life is
Kids
good.
are fine. Life is good.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, euro might not come. So should you kill yourself?
No.
No, you want to live.
Yeah.
So there are these types of things. I mean, utilizing your competence and know-how is very important in realizing how you can trigger. But I think also giving your time a little bit. You're volunteering here all in Africa.
Yes.
Actually, it's very impressive to hear. Because it is through places like this where you meet also people who can be your next Gales.
Yes.
Showing you, okay, you start here. Can you come to volunteer in our company? Slowly, you realize things are starting.
One foot in.
Because believe me, even for the Finnish people themselves, we are fighting so much to be interviewed, to go to the interview. Talk to the Finnish people. I have spoken to many. There are so many of them who are going to that very interview knowing that after this interview, I have a job because my connection is inviting. But on the surface, Finland is not like that.
Yeah.
But it is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
We are all human beings, So for us, finding that type of, we're speaking about networking a lot. It sounds very formal. Everybody is networking. But finding that one person who could take it to the next level for something that you like to do is really important. It shouldn't just be anything because I need to be attached to a place.
Yeah.
It won't work.
Yeah. True.
So these are the things. I mean, they sound very easy. They are not so easy usually, especially the confidence part.
Yeah.
But they are the tools to get anyone to the next level, especially when we are in places not our home.
Yeah.
But don't expect to be somewhere and be arrived, but happiness is coming. The struggle continues in one way or another.
Yeah.
I think the first job, at least for me, my first job was I need to sit in a place where I can make impact and then start to control.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to fight to have Ustava? You know?
Yeah.
No. I was a single young man. Nowadays, I have my 2 kids. They're my Ustava. They take a lot of time from me. But I decided that, okay, in this type of an environment, Ustava comes when Ustava comes. Maybe Ustava will never come.
Will never come.
Then I will have just cover it. Hey,
Yeah.
cover it. Come to my home. Let's have drink, celebrate. Fine. Hey, Ustava, let's meet at the terrace. It's fine. But not pushing myself so that I can have that Ustava. It's very difficult to Ustava anyone here. Not only for us, but also for themselves.
For themselves, yeah.
So I think the first thing is to get a space which you like and that you can make impact on, and then follow the next and control the environment in that sense. But as I said, if the boss is a problem, then that's not the right place to be.
True.
Because that boss is the one who will be receiving a phone call when you apply for another job. And if that boss is an evil, then,
Yeah, true. Yes.
So in that case, but I think the opportunities are there, at least for us. But we need to start from somewhere a bit lower, showcasing our abilities in a very constructive way.
Okay. Yes. Wow. I hope I was inspired. Thank you for your story. Like, from here, I'm going to send 50 CVs. I don't promise that, but at least I will not feel like demoralized by sending 4. So before I continue, do we have any questions? You can unmute or you can type. So, okay, we have from Nelea. Yeah. No, this is the same one. No, this is another one. For those who have passed through, what do you think they can do to help those who are still trying to find their way?
Yeah, I have helped a few. But the few that I have helped are the ones that I knew or knew me from one connections or another. There is nothing more that could be done by the coaching. There's no coaching. I was lucky to meet these fews when they just landed here.
Okay.
And then immediately I said to them, okay, yes, ice hockey is there and you have to.
There's no escaping
you
that
go
one.
To be baptized with that water. And then look around your institution, knock the door and say, hey, I want to do that for free. All of them did that. And it was from that free, I want to do that, got their connections to specific organizations or companies. Some of them worked on a monthly contract, yearly contract, and permanent.
Oh, something happened, right? Oh no, we are 2.
Yes, someone joined, I think.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and some of them worked from 6 months to a permanent. Some of them worked from 2 years to continue 2 years. It's because they found a place to showcase themselves. If I had anyone who could advise me the best, there are 2 things in the baby is here.
Yes.
She's thinking
we have
Africa
the
right
Africa
now.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine too.
We should bring them one day.
Yes, if you have a day, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything that I would wish someone to advise me when I arrived in this country would have been that hey, be a part of something
Mhm.
when you are studying. Be active there.
Yeah.
There was this advice, but it was like coming from the Finnish people telling us. In their minds, they meant it.
Mhm.
In our minds, we didn't know how to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that is a difference between this mentorship thing. If
Yeah.
I mentor you right now,
Mhm.
I can hear what you tell me. But many times our lecturers say, hey, join the student union, join this and that. And
Yeah, I
yes,
remember I never joined.
yeah. And then, but of course, every time you have to run to ice hockey, this and that.
Yeah.
And you realize that, okay, but being a part of the working community
Mhm.
for free helps. It has helped a lot of people to figure out how
Mhm.
to connect with different companies.
Yeah.
I know I have worked with a colleague from Ghana who was working in our research department at some point as an intern,
Yeah.
who connected with a company interested with the Ghana
It's not Ginger.
Ghana business connections,
Yeah.
and this type of things. And a second advice,
Mhm.
if I would, which I would wish to receive when I arrive in this country, is someone to tell me, hey, save this much of money and go buy your house.
Mhm.
Because by now I would have been finishing my loan payment.
Yeah.
But nobody gave us these advices. And I don't, oh, hey, I don't know how much
Yeah.
we're giving each other these advices.
Mhm.
And it's very important to realize that the peer mentorship is really important.
Yeah.
Because we understand the cries of each other. It might not work so quickly,
Mhm.
but just for you talking to me or me talking to you,
Mhm.
I get some motivation like, okay, actually, this is how
Yeah.
I should be doing my hunting
Yeah.
of opportunities here. Oh yeah, this is how I could start my little business here.
Mhm.
Maybe this is the perspective, you know. But yes, it's good to be mentored by a local because locals have much wider connections.
Yeah.
But then is the connection interesting in that sense? So both end, but I think the peer networking is best. If I would answer the Nilea's question.
Yeah, so I know in Think Africa we have the Think Africa mentorship program. So if you're interested, you
I
can.
am interested.
Okay.
Put my name there.
Yes.
Connect me with,
Yeah.
with whoever.
I'll connect you.
Mhm.
Yes. Nah. Okay. Who has another question before we wind up? Okay, hello. Petra.
Nothing, just a comment. It was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Miriam. Hey.
And the little
I
baby.
just stepped in to say hi. Hi, Conrad. Sorry, couldn't be there in person.
I think I don't understand that excuse.
Hey. Hello.
Yes.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you have much more important responsibility right now.
It's become difficult.
Those who have that responsibility
We
understand.
understand.
But glad it was recorded, so I'll follow up also after that.
It was recorded.
Hey, Petra, haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah. Yes, I'm happy to be here because I was telling Charity in every event I have been somewhere else, or I live far away from the city. So
Yes.
sometimes when I arrive in my home, I have my two other colleagues like yours. They take forever to have me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be booking you 6 months in advance. So you can
No, I think
schedule us in
the
your
time
calendar.
with flexibility like this was great
Mm.
because then I'm able to maneuver, you know.
Yeah, we have an event next Saturday, but 1. You can come.
At
You can. No, next Saturday, but 1.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okello can speak about it. I cannot remember the time, but it's like a mix up. So you
Is
get
it also online?
There's online and there's in person.
Yeah.
There's going to be chapati if you come.
Yeah, online is better for me because
Okay.
we still
From 12 to 4.
12 to 4.
Yes.
Ooh,
And there's chapati.
I know.
I'm trying to advertise.
Because there is a sleeping time of my colleagues somewhere there.
Okay.
And then I have to drive for 80 kilometers to arrive.
Okay.
So online would be better.
Okay.
In the part of the event.
Yeah, I'll send you the invite.
Yes.
Yes. So do we have any other question?
I would like to know what type of challenges have gone through the people who are participating here today, like, because I want to learn. You know, when you are on the other side of the coin, you might not know 100% how are the challenges of the people.
Okay, who is willing to share any challenge they got as a foreigner looking for work or either integrating in Finland?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Martha. Thank you for this wonderful talk and inspiration that you've given to us. Yeah, I just want to share a few my experience. I was talking with a friend of mine last week about a job hunt. It has been really stressful. Sometimes I wonder how these people see foreigners. I don't know if the name when you send a CV, but most times, like what you said, that you most times you send before you got the job, that you said like 50, and I keep on sending and sending, and sometimes you get an interview, sometimes you don't even get a feedback. Although when you get a call, like you schedule for an interview, like, okay, I think you are on the right spot. But after everything, oh, sorry. And sometimes I always ask them, okay, well, why was I not called, or what's happened? And it's like everything remains the same. And what baffles me is after 2-3 months, you see that that same job that you applied for is back again. And you wonder what they told you, that they've already selected some people that are competent or that have more experience than you. But why that same job after 3-4 months, you're still saying the same job back again? And it's really like not, sometimes you ask yourself, like me, I've sat down and like, is it that you are not going to fit into the society, or what is really happening? This kind of person that I don't like being redundant. I like being active, doing something. But coming to Finland is like, what the heck? Like, there are people who go to other countries, same time with you, and you are here, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm in this profession, I'm in that profession. It's like you being in Finland, the only thing that you want to hear, that anybody is telling you that, oh, if you're not into care, in the care aspects, you cannot, the nursing aspect, like you're not even the main nurse, like local nurse, you cannot really get a job that quickly if you're not also in the IT space.
Right.
But I was talking with my husband recently, like, now I've switched from even entering, what about internship? And somebody was like, the internship in Finland is not given to immigrants. They are given to the Finnish people. And I was like, why? It's as if you are giving me a job. This is an internship. Why is it still difficult to? It's as if it's still difficult to get. It's not like you're giving me a job. This is an internship. So I don't really know the difference between African internship, like what I know of, like what is happening here in Finland in their internship space. So that's really is really confusing to me, honestly. I'm just thinking what is happening, because if it is 50 CVs, I've sent. So I'm just in my thinking mood right now, like what is really happening?
Yeah, the website. But who is saying that internships in Finland is only for Finnish people?
Yeah, that is what I was told, that most times that you don't get it. It's reserved for the Finns, not for immigrants.
Oh, that's interesting. And you are in the IT field. I think that's one of the close to easy ones
To get, yeah.
to get. Yeah. I would go and introduce myself to places. I mean, and offer my competencies or willingness to participate in the workspaces, because it might be that the sending of, it's good to surprise someone without someone knowing you before, and then from there you see what happens. It doesn't pain, it's not coming as a pain as if you apply and you are dropped after the interview. But being called for the interview is a stage, I would say. But I would cluster some companies, and for example, in the
His iPhone.
In the Keilaniemi district, where they're a very international company, and just introduce myself there. Obviously, there are those who will tell you, send us your CV and we'll call you back. But there are those who will see the possibility and will put you on an appointment. And especially if you strategize that it's not necessarily that it's paid for the first round. Because I know that it will take a few months before you will start to be paying, because in Finland you must pay many times people who are participating in the active work environment. That's what I could do, and then see what happens. I am not so sure, and this is just based on what I can recall. The statistics of the people who sent the applications and go to the interview and got the job, I would say is 1 out of 20. But those who were connected from some program projects, volunteering, would be 19 out of 20. Because as I said, I think I don't know if we are scaring people or what, but there is always this first impression that people keep when they see people of us. And this is a reality. I mean, I can justify that. But the moment you showcase what you can do, you will realize that you are embraced into the system. So make a visit, I would say. Try to also knock the doors and or participate in those different community events, but then you need to know where they are also, where there are IT specialists around. Introduce yourself and try to see how what comes. But it is a challenge with this sending of the applications. For sure.
Even with the, like when you go to present yourself, you can ask them if they have like work trial possibilities, in that it's an intern, but you get a subsidy, but with the employment office. So if you can talk to your, I'm assuming you are not employed at the moment. So I think you have a counselor, whether you can look for an organization with the work trial possibility, and that it gives you can work for the company for 3 months and then extend it for 3 months, 6 months. And then there you can showcase what you have the best, and then hopefully they can hire you when there's an opportunity. And also when you're there, you can network also, because when you're working in the organizations, even as a work trial, you get to meet other organizations. So it's also a way of networking.
Yeah. But
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. And you should not lose hope. I'm interested to know who told you that internships is for Finnish peoples only. I hope it's not a friend.
It's a friend.
Oh, I need to see that friend, because our friends are so bad sometimes, because I can imagine after you were told that, you decided, okay, not anymore. Because that's the reason why I said you should just be a best friend of yourself, because sometimes it's you who will feel and it's you who need it.
Yeah.
And the friend will come later, and sometimes they will be surprised. Oh, how did you get it? But you went to try. I mean, because to my knowledge, there are so many foreign interns around.
Yes.
Yeah. My friends have interning in Kone, have interning in, what is this electric company? Fortum. They have interning in different places. And they are now sitting there in their offices, they're working. Another place to try is in the education institutions, but that usually is easy once you are there.
Yeah.
Taking part in some projects, being active, connect, see people, and then it works. Yeah, but friends, oh dear friends, I am a little bit worried about our friends nowadays.
I think we just need to realize that we came alone, even though we have friends, and everybody has their own story and their own life path. So somebody can say something, but don't take it to heart, because that's their own experience. You might be limiting yourself because of other people's experience. So I think even if they say that, you can just brush it off and just refuse that to be your story, like, because those are the same people who are going, when you get the job, they're going to be surprised, like, how did you get it? So for me, I would advise you do not listen and don't give up. Just keep applying and go in person, or get the numbers and then call them and tell them you're willing to work for them, volunteer or intern. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in person works better because you're there. You can also read the body language. Obviously, not everywhere where you can showcase, you can show up and so. But you can also make an appointment. Luckily, the Finnish organizations are very receptive to these appointments. They can give you an appointment later, but hey, I would like to meet somebody in your institution. Based on your background research, for why do you want to meet this person? And then you meet the person and you discuss, and you see what would be the aftermath. I would say that's the networking I would do. These networkings of business cards are good, but not every one that works so quickly in a sense. But of course, it's always good to try all the possibilities.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Before we wind up, we have gone beyond the time. Okay. So, Mr. Conrad, any parting shot? Any parting shot before I close?
Well, my parting shot is, as all what I've said, but it will never be luxurious, but it will be great if you take it. If you go there knowing what you want to do, put all of yourself there, learn more at the same time, move forward. Your identity is important. The local identity is important. Blend, but don't over expect in terms of wanting to be a star. Yes.
The one and only.
One and the only, because that might take a bit longer. But the moment you do your thing and let people see the starship will happen.
That's nice.
I got a presidential medal in 2022. I wondered like, where is it coming from? But it just came from, because I was just doing my thing, and I was not doing anything to expect it, but the bosses see and they know what to do.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's necessary to know what you want, put it all, but don't have too high expectations. Like cultivate on learning, getting more, but also give.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you so much for gracing us with your time and sacrificing time you would have spent with your two little ones.
They are sleeping now.
Pass our gratitude to them and your family. And also for everyone who is here, please send us a feedback. If you're in our WhatsApp group, you can send your feedback. Tell us what you enjoyed, what could have been done better. Conrad, you can send it to me, I can send it to the group. Your feedback.
I think this is great. I mean, I'm happy to be invited. I didn't know I had a story. Apparently I do.
Apparently you do. This is the longest launch I've ever hosted, which is nice. And we still have people.
And we're just on the fifth page of the Bible.
Page. Yes.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Petra. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Petra, long time.
Hello.
Yeah.
We cannot
I
hear
think
you.
she's speaking, but we can't hear her.
We cannot hear you, Petra. Still, no.
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 It's a microphone setting, I think.
Yeah, it's on mute.
Or somehow it's not picking up her microphone.
Yeah, it's not picking.
And hi, Nelly. Is that Nelly?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Nelly.
Yes, it is.
You have a story, Nelly. I know.
Soon, Nelly will be here.
Thanks, Conrad. It was nice to hear your story again.
You're welcome.
Yes, and we've missed you too.
Oh, I'll do my best to be more available.
Good. You're needed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Usually in the weekday, I am much more available than weekends because, you know, I have to take the further responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah, as well. So that I am left more.
Yes. So thank you. We will communicate. Our next virtual launch will be next month, I think, on the week of the 16th. So we will let you know who's speaking and what the topic is. And next week, Batuan, I think it's the 20th, we have an event, a mixer, so you're all welcome from 12 to 4, either online or in person. I am championing people to come in person. There's going to be chapati. And there's no excuse. You can have your children. They're welcome. Think Africa, we love children, so bring them all. So
I'm bringing my how do you say, takeaway box.
Yes. So yeah, we are looking forward to seeing you all there. So do I have any other announcement?
Do we have Africa Week this year?
Yeah, we have Africa Week, I think. Miriam?
We have what, sorry?
Think Africa Week.
I think Africa Week, that's still in the planning. Yeah, I'm waiting also to hear from the board when it will happen. Yeah, but it should. We're celebrating 10 years, so
Wow. Perfect. Yes. So
yeah.
Thank you so much and have a lovely week. Good night. So bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.